I had a call from my manager. I guess this came in a roundabout fashion, and I think we both received individual calls. But the essence of it was, how would you like to work with David? And I said, I'll give it some thought. And anyway, it came to be that we decided to meet up in New York. I'll pass you over to David here, because his situation is slightly different.
Well, I was languishing in the Bastille for a period of time, of all the peripherals of rock business, with coming towards the end of, well, going into the 1990 with Whitesnake. I'd had quite enough, thank you. The moose abuse had actually gotten to me. And there was an assortment of reasons that I wanted to take a reflective period away from what is called the music business. We met in March, the end of March in New York, where we actually stopped traffic when we went for a walk, which was a blast, and got on terrifically well. Agreed, and really, we covered a great deal in a short space of time. And the most important agreement would be that we would take everything one step at a time. It was obvious we got on very well together. The next step was to find out whether we could actually write together.
At that point of time, I was certainly looking to work with in a collaboration. Certainly, this became a partnership as such, though, rather than just a casual thing.
Jimmy and I have a great deal in common in terms of the library of music which has influenced us and we can still draw upon, particularly the blues.
Yeah.
And obviously a passion for rock.
We bumped into each other in the past on possibly almost a handful of occasions.
Literally?
Yes. Usually in a club here or there in the town where both our respective bands may have been, but at no point had we ever appeared on the same bill on a festival or anything like that, or jammed together. So it was, just really casual meetings, totally informal.
All of the demos for the songs that we made together, I think, was the extravagant cost of $50 from Radio Shack. It was a little, what they call a ghetto blast or whatever. In essence, we sat down with acoustic guitars and this extravagant recording device and literally just teased tunes out of each other, worked on things. One thing led to another in terms of riffs or chord sequences and stuff. It was an absolute bonding of two, well, I'd like to think craftsmen.
There are a lot of acoustic guitar demos without any doubt, but the very first one that we did was through an amp, an electric guitar through an amp, and we had a tape of some drums. It wasn't even a drum machine. I mean, this is real primitive stuff we're talking about.
The original.
But the first number to come out of this collusion between the two of us was, on the very first day, was Absolution Blues. And we pretty much got the whole structure of that together in the first day, plus some other ideas that were coming out. These ideas were just pouring out over that first week.
Terrific.
They were just coming so fast. We said, well, let's get this down, let's get this down. And then we came back and finessed them and rearranged them. And we didn't go in with any preconceived notions, actually. And as I was describing previously about the Absolution Blues, that's just a lick that just came out of thin air, as did many of the subsequent licks which followed and called sequences and riffs. I did have a few bits and pieces tucked away from the past, but I only really plundered a couple of those, from my old demos I'm talking about. Because most of it was just coming out fresh, so there was no necessity to sort of, scratch one's head and think, oh, what are we going to be doing next? It was just pouring out.
Absolutely, absolutely no frustrating times. The song Pride and Joy, which is the first video from the Coverdale-Page album, I had an introductory riff, which I thought would be rather jolly to present to his Royal Darkness. And after he'd paid me the compliment of visiting Tahoe, I said, okay, it's up to you to pick a place for us to go. Because, I think we'd pulled all the vibes out of Mother Nature up there. And we'd run out of movies as well, I think, at the time. So he, who shall be obeyed, picked Barbados. So initially that song was called Barbados Boogie. And of course, instead of this lovely, charming, lilting, hoedown, toe-tapping piece, he puts in this riff from hell, and changed the whole coloratura of it, and had me screaming again at my age.
David's vocal approaches, he has many different timbres to his voice, many textures. I mean, as far as, you know, we've been talking about the real high stratosphere vocals, you know, and he's a total vocal gymnast in this area, and the sensitivity and almost caressing quality of his ballad approach, you know.
When Jimmy first played the introductory guitar riff to Shake My Tree, apart from the fact it was, what's he doing? It was this blur of fantastic fingers. That's what he rejoices in that I can't copy. Because I play a little guitar, you know, but only for composition. But I do like to think I'm a guitar stud, don't I, now and again? I go into flights of fancy when he slaps me around heartlessly and coldly. And
something I rarely do is to let somebody play guitar on an album, but I did with David.
Ow!
I did with David.
Me bracelet. He encouraged me, in fact. He encouraged me to play guitar on the record. And apart from it being a singular honor, it was an absolute pleasure.